Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pulaski County Physical Court. Judge couldn't be here this morning. He's in Washington trying to gather up Pulaski County a load of money this morning, so we'll carry on as usual. Anybody got any prior requests this morning?
Just continue to be with the people who are in the tornado path and all that as they recover and all that. So.
Anybody else? We'll have a moment of silence then. Thank you. I've asked Mike Strunk to lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Need approval of the minutes for the last meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. New business, first reading of the administrative code.
Motion to advertise.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Turpin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. U.S. Small Business Presentation. We got somebody here to speak on that? Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Is this turned on? Okay. Yeah, hi, my name is Julie Garrett. I'm a public affairs specialist with the SBA's Office of Disaster Recovery. And I'm here today to tell you about something available to your residents affected by the recent storms and tornadoes. Everybody knows about FEMA. It's always in the news. We hear all about it. But when FEMA comes out for a big declaration like this, SBA comes out as well. And even though our name is Small Business Administration, we actually help the majority of our loans go to homeowners and renters. So in this kind of situation, we're helping homeowners, renters, businesses of all sizes, not just small businesses, nonprofits like churches and food banks and arts organizations, a whole bunch of different organizations and people. So what's available? Anyone who has damages that weren't covered by insurance, let's say they didn't have insurance or their insurance isn't going to be enough to rebuild, or they got some money from FEMA, but it's not going to be enough, they can come to SBA and apply for a very low interest disaster loan. And you're probably thinking, well, what does that mean, low interest? Right now, the rate for homeowners and renters, most of those loans are going to be below 3%, which is a really good rate right now. It's actually 2.813%. For businesses, the loans can be as low as 4%, and for nonprofits, the interest rate is 3.625%. And the terms on those loans are generally 15 to 30 years, depending on what type of payment you can afford. So we really want to make these loans. It's not like we're going to make you jump over a million hoops and maybe you'll get it. We want to make these loans. We're really going to try to get you in the loan if you need it. So there's 3 different types. For homeowners and renters, they can get up to $500,000 to make repairs to their real estate. And then homeowners, I guess renters wouldn't have real estate, so forget that, but homeowners can. And then renters and homeowners can get up to $100,000 for their contents. And when we say contents, we mean whatever was in their property that got destroyed and also their automobiles. So if their car got ruined by the tornado and they've already gotten a new car with a higher interest car loan, they could use this loan to pay that off and have a lower payment. So that's the physical damage for homeowners and renters. For businesses, it's up to $2 million. And that's for their actual real estate, their inventory, their tools, their fixtures, anything physical that got damaged, even if they're a leaseholder, even if they're renting the place and they've made improvements, it covers that. So that's the physical. We also offer EIDL loans, which are economic injury disaster loans, and that's for any business that needs help meeting their operating expenses through the recovery period. So if a business has damage, they will automatically be considered for what we call an EIDL loan, economic injury disaster loan. But let's say there's businesses nearby and they weren't damaged, but people aren't coming in because like the area's destroyed or people's budget is going to repairs and they're starting to feel economic loss from that, they can also apply. So you don't have to have physical damage if you're a business to apply for an EIDL. And I encourage people to come in. We have a center. We have people set up over at the Disaster Recovery Center. Your emergency manager's here. I'm sure you guys all know that it's over for the Center for Rural Development on 27. That is open 9 to 7, Monday through Saturday, and Sundays 1 to 7. We have people in there who can help get the application in, answer questions. If there's any problem along the way, they can help unknot the problem. I really encourage people to go in there if they're having any trouble. But you can also apply online at sba.gov/disaster. We have an 800 number. It's 800-659-2955. And that's pretty much the overview. There's no collateral if you borrow $50,000 or less. There's no payment for the first year. There's no payments required to give you time to recover. And no interest accrues during that year. And you can add on some money to your loan to rebuild safer and better. Like if you want to put in a safe room or a tornado shelter at your house, there is the option to do that for 2 years when you get a loan with us. And that's kind of what I have. Do you have any questions?
I have a couple.
Okay.
So it says on here, credit history. Application must have a credit history acceptable to SBA, and then repayment must be able to repay the loan. So, I mean, is it more lenient on?
Yes, sir.
Than a normal bank would be?
It's much more lenient, and you still have to demonstrate that you're somebody who pays their bills and will make your payments because these loans are direct from the U.S. Treasury. We want people to pay them back so we can loan them out again at the next disaster. But it's not like going to a commercial bank. It's much easier to qualify with us. So I always tell people, don't turn yourself down. If you're scared you can't apply, or you won't, get accepted, just apply and see. We really want you to apply, and we really want to try to make the loan to you.
So how long will you be at the center?
Well, usually centers are open until the application deadline, which, by the way, is July 23rd. Your emergency manager is going to cover all that because he is the one working with the state and with FEMA, so that's his purview.
So typically you'll be at the center till around July 23rd?
Typically we would. The other thing is people can go to any center. So if you have friends or family over in London or in Laurel County that were affected, they can go to any center. They have 2 centers over there. There's a center here. There's one over in Russell County. You can walk into any center and get help with this.
Now, I have a couple people that live outside the county, like up in Lexington, but have property down here. They can just apply online or over the phone?
Okay. It has to be your primary residence. I should have mentioned that. Yeah, so if somebody has a vacation home here, they're not going to be able to get help from us. I'm sorry. It has to be your primary residence.
Okay. Now, what exactly does, I mean, you said the renters are covered.
Yes, sir.
And that's just for the possessions in their home? Do you?
And their car, like if
And
their
the cars
vehicle.
or farm equipment?
Okay. The USDA does the farms disaster loans,
Uh-huh.
but if somebody lives out in the country and they have damage to their house and they're a farmer, they can get help from us. But if they are a rancher or a producer, they have to go through the USDA for farm stuff, for like directly related farm stuff.
They have to go through that first, and if they don't cover something, then Small Business Association can help them
No, it's
out or
just,
not?
we will help ag-related businesses, like if it's somebody who has a farm equipment retail outlet, we would help them.
Okay.
Okay, if it's like a crop storage place, we would help them. But if it's their actual farm operation, like they're a rancher or they're a farmer, they have to go through USDA for that.
So if they have barn that stored hay for their cattle,
We don't do barns.
okay, you said crop storage, so
Yeah, no, I'm thinking more like peanuts, like cotton. Like,
we don't do that around here.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's just I've worked other places where
Yeah, I'm
there's a
talking
lot of
bean-
that.
I'm talking beans, corn,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah, if they had a business where they stored soybeans, stored corn, that was their business, that would be eligible.
okay.
We get a lot of questions about barns. I guess barns are a really big problem because I don't know if the USDA covers barns.
So, yeah, I don't think they do.
Yeah, I don't
From
think
my
they do.
understanding, so,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
okay, all right. Well, thank you for this information. It's new information. I didn't know you guys did home loans.
I know. Nobody
So-
knows. And it's our name, U.S. Small Business Administration. It's a
Yeah.
huge PR problem in the disaster world. By the way, if you're a farmer and you have rental property on your farm, like you rent a little house, that would be covered. If you're a landlord and you have Airbnb or a house that you rent, that's covered under a business loan with us.
So if they had a rental home or a separate business?
Yes. Or even like a home business that,
A home
and their
business.
home
Yeah,
got destroyed,
Home business
but
counts too?
yeah, yeah. Any other questions? And I'm going to be here after the meeting. Feel free to come up and talk with me. We sincerely want to help your community recover, so anything we can do, honestly, we'll be at events, we'll do whatever to talk to your people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Road addition, removal, we got one for removal, need to want a couple masters to look at there, Jerry Lane off Oak Hill Road.
I'll go.
I will.
Okay. The department reports 911.
Good morning. I'm just requesting to hire 2 people full-time, Brandon Payne and a Marcus Bulliard. That's for
Motion to
2 I asked
approve.
for before. I'm sorry?
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Renshaw, second by Wilden, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, motion carries.
That's all I got.
You're short and sweet, ain't you?
That's the names.
Put that there for Mr. Marshall. Road Department, Wayne. Let's see if there's any speed limit.
Morning.
Morning.
I'd like to ask for 6,000 ton of rock.
Motion.
Motion by Wilden, second by Strunk, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
3,000 gallon of patch oil.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Renshaw, second by Turpin, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, Motion carries.
And the approval of the road list.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Renshaw, second by Turpin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Wayne. Finance.
I'm looking for approval of the June bill list.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Renshaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And I also have the second reading of the 2026 fiscal year end budget.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Renshaw, second by Wheeldon.
I will reiterate that I think that the budget process, especially the last 2 years, but especially this year, after the second full budget, went well. I think we really had a lot of communication on it and a lot of discussion by input from the magistrates, and we appreciate that. So I just want to say thank you to the judge and thanks to Carissa for all the hard work putting this together.
The budget's a team effort.
Yeah.
One person can't do it by themselves.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Oh, you got, Chris?
That's all I've got. I do think John's got something he wanted to say about the budget.
Emergency management, Chris?
All right, good morning. I will make this quick. SBA kind of stole some of my thunder, and I'm good with that because they are way smarter than I am. Just kind of want to let the county know where we're at and what's going on. We did our initial survey of the tornado 2 days after, so Sunday, 18 May. We started out with 254 surveys countywide. That was what we estimated was damaged homes, businesses, and other properties. As of yesterday, we were down to 38 folks we had not made contact with yet. So, and that's largely due to the FEMA teams that have been in the field and their efforts. Both of the remote MRICs, those are the folks at the fire stations, have been closed. We shut them down as of last Friday. Traffic had fallen off to where they were getting virtually nobody in, and we decided to reallocate resources. The DRC has been noted, has been still open 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 7 on Sunday, so please take advantage of that. There are multiple federal and state agencies there to give you guys assistance, SBA among them. Red Cross was there. There's just a phenomenal number of people that want to give you help if you have yet to receive it. I don't have a closure date yet for the DRC. The first 30-day period ends June the 24th. They'll have they'll contact me at that point, and we'll decide what we need to do going forward. I kind of want to see what those numbers look like before I make any decisions on that. Last day to file for FEMA assistance is going to be July 23rd, 2025. That date is really important, so everybody needs to make note of that. FEMA's website is disasterassistance.gov. I'm going to say it again, disasterassistance.gov, if you need to do an electronic filing. And the last thing I want to hit is a couple of real quick rumors. We're going to post a lot of this on the county page, on my page, and on our Facebook page. FEMA assistance can affect my Social Security benefits, taxes, and food stamps. That's a myth. FEMA disaster grants are not considered taxable income. So you're not going to take a hit on any of that stuff. FEMA grant money is a loan I will need to pay back. That is also a myth. FEMA disaster assistance are grants which do not need to be repaid. That's for FEMA. It's not SBA, that's FEMA. Make sure you keep the two separated. FEMA will ask for upfront payments to help fill out an application, perform an inspection. That's a myth. FEMA does not charge you anything to do anything. So if somebody's telling you that you need to pay money to go talk to FEMA, they're probably trying to scam you. Let me know, let somebody know, and we'll get that taken care of right quick. And the biggest thing I want to put out there, if you receive a letter from FEMA that says you are ineligible, I'll say that again, if you receive a letter from FEMA that says you are ineligible, please read the entire letter. probably at the bottom of that letter, there's gonna be something that's gonna tell you why you're ineligible. It's probably have something to do along the lines with they don't have enough information. They need to talk with you a little further. They're not saying no to you, they're saying, we don't have enough data yet, come back and see us, and then the odds are you're probably gonna get approved. But they're probably looking for something. A lot of times they're waiting for your insurance company to finish up what they're gonna do prior to them saying, okay, now we're gonna step in and pick up where your insurance company left off. So when you get that initial letter, don't just crumple it up and say, okay, well, FEMA's not gonna help me. Call, okay? And that phone number is gonna be 1-800-621-3362, or visit the DRC if you've got that rejection letter, and they're absolutely gonna help you out. Questions for me? Outstanding.
I will add this, that through all the cleanup process and stuff, we only have about 26, 27 known places that are still needing cleaned up, and we're working through this process. There's an organization called Christian Aid Ministries that is in town, and they brought a lot of bobcats and stuff and are working, especially with all these farmers and stuff like that. I just want to say thank you to them, because they've been here for about 2 weeks or so now and plan on being here another couple of weeks at least. And so if you get a chance and you see them out there, please stop and tell them thank you for being out there, because they're really helping us out with these final stages of cleanup. So.
Brings us down to park security. We need to approve the,
Allow the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department deputies that are off duty to work security at the park, part-time. I make that motion that we do that.
Do we still have regular park security there?
Nope.
No.
No park security right now.
None at all? Okay.
Second.
motion by Strunk, second by Wilden, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, that brings us down to citizens' comments. We got any citizens to speak?
Hello, my name's Bob McAlpin, and first I want to thank you all for your service that you give for the community. I know this has been a trying time for everybody this last few weeks. I'm here speaking for my wife's family that lives out on Elihu Cabin Holler Road. My father-in-law and Sonny Denny and Jamie, and my brother-in-law Brian, his daughter Isabella is who I'm speaking for, and my wife. They've had that farm, lived there for 82 years, and since all this has started, Sonny, my father-in-law's lost 50 pounds worrying, and it has been really, really tough, and the tornado came through, wiped out barns and deposited a brand new, probably $1 million house, picked up and dropped on Sonny's field, and went on up the mountain where Fite's Orchard used to be and tore up those houses. Brian lives in the old schoolhouse, and them old schoolhouses must be built like a tank. The 2x4 went through it, but besides that, one window blew out, and right next to it, the barn blew down. That house stood there, so they did make that. We've been working and picking up and cleaning. People's poured out love on this community. Brian would come home every day, and food would be on his front porch. It's been amazing what all these people have done in this community. The tornado was really bad. Then, as you know, the full length of his farm, they're talking about putting a 30-inch gas line right through the middle of his farm. The day after the tornado, the gas line people showed up and started core drilling. And the day after, and, you know, it blew all of the fences down, so we had to sell all Sonny's cattle that Saturday, load them all up. He'd had them cows for 65 years. And that was bad. Then, you know, the gas line people didn't show any compassion. They was out there, and they had the fences open, and my mother-in-law told them to, you know, close them back so that people could go through there, and they was not nice to her. And to then, there's a lady called Miss Gray that works for them. She's super nice. But the workers cussed out one neighbor, cussed out my father-in-law, and they wasn't nice to Jamie. And so there again, they called me. I went and told them they need to leave, so they left. They went through that. That next Friday, they sold their cattle. Next Friday, they opened the paper, and there is a rock quarry proposed to go next door to their farm, right there, right around the corner, a rock quarry, 30-acre rock quarry. They've been hauling dirt out of there. The loads are not covered, and the road is fell apart. That's why I'm here today. The road is fell apart. If you all will look up, it took me a long time to find it. KRS 189.210 says the county road has got a limit of 18,000 pounds. You build a house out there on that road, you've got the permission, according to the county and the state, to bring concrete trucks out there and pour your concrete. You got permission to bring, you know, the brick truck. When they bring the brick, it weighs more than that, so that's all in there. But to open up a rock quarry on a road, I want every one of you go out there when you come off of the road off of 914. I guess it's 1247 that goes from 914 to Burnside, and you pull down there and you think about passing a gigantic truck, dump truck. So a week before last, my niece, Isabella Denny, got ran into the ditch. Last week, Brian got ran into the ditch. I think he was talking to you when he didn't. He said he cussed a little bit, and he apologized for that. He said some bad words, but they're all at their wits' end. And I know the guy that's building, super nice guy. I like him. But I've thought a lot about it. A whole lot about it. Any time that you go in business and it diminishes the value and destroys the roads and your property value drops in half, the former, I've got a letter here, the former T.W. Todd, the former property valuation administrator, says that when a rock quarry goes in, like this one out east here, the value of your property drops between 30 and 50%. You know, think now. So, listen, I live out here in West 80. Ain't none of this bothering me, but it's got my family tore all to pieces. If a rock quarry, I mean, Mac Metal went next to me, and that bothered me a little bit, but they don't, you know, they're good neighbors. They don't really bother nothing, but Matt Tucker lived by one. He said every morning you get up and you got about that much limestone on your car. You got to wash your car every morning before you leave. And I just hate to see Sonny, both in their 80s, I hate to see my family get destroyed by this rock quarry. So I said, I went to all of them. What's worse, the tornado, the pipeline, or the rock quarry? They said, by far, the rock quarry. Roger Lovins watched, and Roger will tell you this, 40-some trucks last Thursday went through there. The county road is falling apart. And what's ironic is my father-in-law gave this county the land to build the road. And I said, you know, it was just a gravel road a few years ago, and Sonny gave them the land to have a right-of-way to keep it, make it, to blacktop it. And right there, it's pretty wide right there by his house. But when you go on over the bridge, the bridge is rated for 18,000 pounds. Think about a rock quarry going next door to your house. How would you feel about it? And it's destroying the county road. I don't know how much money. I guess the county must be flush on money, because I'm telling you what, it's going to take a lot of money to keep that road up. It's got 3 90-degree turns in the road. You know, I can just imagine rock coming off of that. I mean, it's just destroyed their farm. Now, I'm not going to get on my hands and knees. I've done that before, but I don't care to do it. But I'm begging for my family to not let this rock quarry go in out there and destroy a Lahue cabin holler, because that's what it's going to do. Now, all you got to do is say, this 18,000-pound road, you know, if you think you can run a rock quarry on an 18,000-pound road, I guess you could do it. But all you got to say is KRS 189-210 says you can't do it, so you can't do it. The bridge is rated 18,000 pounds. So, I mean, you know, they're having a meeting next Monday night at the community college at 5 o'clock. I've called every human in the world. They first said it's at 6. They first said it had to be in Frankfurt. We was getting school buses to go up there, trying to, and now, but they finally got it moved down here to the Somerset Community, the Somerset Community College. This coming Monday night, the 16th, at 5 o'clock. I wish everybody here would come down and talk about this. And then the gas pipeline meeting is tomorrow at 4 o'clock at the Rural Center, developed for the center. At 4 o'clock is the gas pipeline meeting. And, you know, it's going to, you know, J.C. Tucker last year before last, I was at auction public, $1.4 million for this farm right here. This is Sonny's farm. This brought $1.4 million. This has got gigantic power lines through it, and it's got, when it rains hard, it's got a creek going through it. Roger Lovin lives right here. They're giving, you know, $200,000 a lot in here. They've sold 5 of them. The rock quarry's right here. And Sonny's farm, which he don't want to sell it, and Galen and Brian don't want to sell it, but Jason said this is, you know, probably if it was at auction, $3 or $4 million farm. It's as flat as a flitter, and right here is a mile of Pittman Creek. You know, it's got to be worth twice what this farm is. Pipeline going through it, you know, destroys it. Rock quarry destroys it, but that's fine. But you know, the pipeline's it'll finally go away when, you know, the grass is back. But this rock quarry is going to never go away. You know, now, right here is a pipeline, and right here's a rock quarry. What do they do at rock quarries? They blast and blast and blast. We got a hold of Columbia Gas, and they said it was an acceptable risk. In other words, those people up here in Danville, London, where, you know, they blew, a few years ago and leveled 7 houses, but that was acceptable to Columbia Gas. So, do you want to live next to all this? I don't. That's why I'm up here again. You know, I'm begging you to come and help. There you go. Thank you.
Bob,
Yes.
I did talk to Brian. I talked to you. You called me and we spoke.
Yeah. Very nice. You're a very nice person.
And I did some research with the state on the bridge. And I got a report that the bridge max weight is 40 tons. And I didn't know until Brian mentioned to me about being taken off the side of the road. I've actually talked to the judge yesterday about even striping that road to help that situation out. It's unfortunate, but the county has always maintained that we don't have zoning regulations inside the county, so we don't tell people what to do on their property. So, I talked to Mr. Harris. He said that was always his intention when he bought the property before everything else, was actually to sell the topsoil off it and then change it into a quarry. And he said that he feels unfortunate with the situation there, but unfortunately, there's not a lot the county itself can do. It's up to the state because they regulate that stuff. But since the county don't regulate properties, we can't tell somebody what to do on their own property.
Well, okay, the maximum weight, you just solved the problem. The maximum weight is 40 ton. You put, to make it profitable, you have to haul 6 ton on the back of one of them trucks. And the truck weighs the same, that or more. So you're gonna be way over the 40 tons.
We'll have to figure that out. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, we
I
found,
know,
we heard the same
I
thing.
know the normal truckload is about 24, 25 tons.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
and then the weight of the truck.
I don't know the weight of the truck
Yeah,
yet,
the trucks
so.
weighs
But
that or more.
Even if that was the case, now, I haven't read this. This is the first time I've known about this KRS. I'll have to go back and look at it. But we do have other businesses in this county that runs on county roads, and like Hinkle runs on Gardner School Road, and that's a county road also. And there's other businesses. I mean, the fact is, if we start limiting weight on the roads, what about the farmers in the county? Do we have to make them?
That
I mean,
KRS, it talks about all that. The Hinkle, if you order a load of rock out one of these roads, they're more than allowed to go. But to set up, if you notice, these rock quarries, all of them that are in business, right here's the rock quarry, and here's a main 4-lane industrial road. This road out Cabin Hollow is not built for not built for industrial strengths, and I promise you, Roger Lovins, and I know that Philip is telling that, he's told everybody there's going to be a rock quarry. Well, listen, my family was all shocked when they opened up the paper the other day, and Roger Lovins, I can promise you, in those 3 houses down through, the ones blowed away, these people have already stopped. These are million-plus houses. They're gigantic houses. And of course, everybody's sick. Roger Lovins would have not built that house if he'd known there's going to be a rock quarry right there, because you'd be an idiot to do that, And so, I mean, Roger's not an idiot, and they're 5 doctors is who's bought the lots, I mean, anybody else can't afford them, but I mean, they're gigantic,
But I just want to let you know, I have been talking with Brian.
Oh, I know, and I appreciate that.
I've talked with Brian, I've talked with you, I've talked with Philip Harris.
But there's a way.
I've done some research with the state on the bridge, and I'll have to look at this at KRS on the road, but.
There's a way, there's got, the road, putting that business out there is going to destroy, it's already destroyed it. And they come out and patched it yesterday. But, it's just destroying that community. And if you can go in business, I bought where Enterprise is one time, years ago. And then 2 days later, the county voted wet, and the next week, Eagle Liquor, or that one down there, Apple, one of them, offered me $100,000 profit for that lot there where Enterprise Rent-A-Car is. And I said, what would that do to that Green Meadow subdivision if I put a liquor store at the entrance, of that? And I went through the community, and I said no. I was going to put a trailer park out there where Cliff Childers lives out there at on Leaf Lane, all them big nice houses out there. Cliff called and he said, Bob, he said, I just didn't even think about all that. He said, Bob, you put a trailer park in there. There's a subdivision right now, right behind Billy Wilson's barn right there. And he said, you put that in, that's going to run us. Will you not put it in? I said, no, I won't put it in. I mean, I'm tender-hearted, and I can't help but cry when I get upset, but I'm tender-hearted, and it ain't money ain't everything. In my life, it's God, family, and friends, and everything else is pretty much junk. And I'm not going to put money even up there, even close to it.
Have you personally talked to Philip Harris about
No,
this issue?
no, I've not talked to him.
So,
I've not talked to him. I could. I've used Philip a lot. Philip did Enterprise for me. I mean, I know one thing. Chad Smallwood, and there's a bunch of people that used him and said, it's going to cost him, because Chad and all of them. Chad Smallwood said he spent $100, and it's okay for me to say this. He said I could. He spent $180,000 with him last year, and he said I'll never spend another penny with him. I'll never spend another penny. And there's tons of people won't. It'll hurt him. But
So-
anyway, you talk to him.
yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be in town for the meeting, as I will be there, but
Well-
I'll try to have somebody there that can tell me what's going on.
It's just destroying that community. Thank you.
Any other citizens?
Hello.
Hello.
How are y'all doing? I
How
don't
are
think
you?
I even need this microphone. Most of y'all know me as Brian's wife, but I'm Ann. I work at UCB, but I'm here on behalf of the United Way Board. We're just kind of putting a plug out there. We have had a overwhelming response, as have a lot of institutions and businesses and charities around here for the tornado disaster relief. And we have got supplies galore for people in this county. And they are not just for disaster relief if you have a need. We have focused primarily here in the beginning. I want to point out, Mark, you have utilized our services. Reese told me that you have come by a couple of times, I think even maybe today, and picked up things. Just anything that you see anyone needs, you can send them up there yourself. Our office is right here behind the building, and we have 2 floors organized, and it's mainly things in that building that your insurance isn't reimbursing you for in the immediate. Maybe personal care items, if you need plastic totes, rakes, garbage bags, anything like that. Obviously, water's everywhere, but there's tons of supplies. And we've got a huge stock that we've got stashed over at God's Food Pantry. We're very thankful for them for letting us house stuff there. But in the immediate and the long term, we want to kind of put it out there that basically you can send people up there to our office and let them shop for what it is they need, and it's theirs to take. And we want to make sure that the word's out there because we don't want it just sitting there. In about 30 days, we are working on an application, and we have received a large amount of monetary donations to be able to put back into the community. And so we will probably be back to share that application with you all in about a month when that comes out. And it will be for people to apply, whether it's for any need they have. We're not really putting a stipulation at this moment on too many things. It's going to be kind of what your insurance doesn't cover, what your immediate needs, from clothes to maybe a rent deposit, anything in between. So do you need a gas card, groceries? And so we're going to be trying to hand that money out, and we wanted to put that on your all's radar so that you could share that, because this affected everybody from one end of the county to the other. And so, again, not just disaster relief. We're not going to turn people away if they have a true need either. So if they do, you are welcome to call. We have someone there, Paula, every day from about 9 to 2 or 9 to 3. If you need in any time else, you are welcome to give me a call or anyone else on our board. There's about 10 of us, and I can put you in contact with any of those. So we just wanted to kind of put that information out there for you all.
There is one thing that I don't have that I need to start working on. I've got
Yeah.
people that want to donate furniture, but I don't have nowhere to put it. So if anybody in the community has a space that we can use for about a year that we can, I've
We
got a
may.
couch, I got washer and dryer that people already contacted me about, so.
We spoke, as our meeting yesterday afternoon, I should know hopefully by the end of the week, we may be obtaining some containers, like the large, like kind of shipping containers, from a source. And if that's the case, then that would be somewhere that I think we would be able to absolutely put things like that, because we're trying to look at this in the aspect of, we know that people need some things in the immediate, but this is long-term, and there's going to be things, and we don't want people to feel left out in a year from now when the other needs arise. And we're not thinking about that, so we want this to be kind of the long haul on helping people out.
contact number?
I
You
do.
give it to me.
I will send it over to you.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have that one memorized. I can give you my phone number though, because I can put you in contact with them. It's 606-879-2871.
We were so blessed with the amount of donations we got in this county.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure they're used properly, but we're also going to, don't think we're just going to pass those on. We're going to keep what we can for future disasters, fire relief for people who has fires and stuff like that. So we're going to use this stuff that we got wisely, and there's a lot of it out there right now.
There's a lot. There is in a lot of places.
But we just have to find places to store the non-perishable items and stuff like that, and then.
Yes.
But I think every organization in this county's been blessed, over-blessed with donations. I know I keep hearing it from Help the Homeless.
We've received outreach with United Way from people in multiple states. They've sent tractor trailers down here with pallets of every kind of non-perishable item you can imagine. They have sent checks. They have come down and volunteered. Just the outpouring has been unimaginable. We anticipate, I'm not going to put a figure on what we anticipate the monetary amount to be, but it's going to be a substantial amount that we are going to be able to turn around and hand out to our community to help them in the coming weeks and months and over into the next year.
So right now, just as an update, we got 27 farms and families that still requested help that hasn't been taken care of. They're in the process of it. But then the cleanup stages are going to be about over, and now we go back, we get into rebuilding.
Yes.
And we got some places that didn't have insurance, didn't have enough insurance, and we're going to have to help those. It'll be a long-term thing. So.
It will, and that's what we're trying to look at.
And I'm glad United Way is there to help us out, so.
We are board run now. I don't know if anybody's really familiar with us. We used to have a single director in conjunction with our board, and we voted to be board ran in January. And so there's about 10 of us now. If you're all looking to be a part, we are always expanding our board. But we have people in about every industry in this county represented. So that's been very handy so that we can really reach far and wide to everybody here. So if y'all have
Thank
any
you.
questions, though, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Guess we need a motion to adjourn then.
Motion.
Motion by Ranshaw,
Second.
second by Wilden, all in favor.
No.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.